Well, again at the end, all I can really do is find myself saying, wow. uh, Definitely some surprises for me here in who qualified. As you can see later in my review, I completely rave about Serbia, so I am so happy that Serbia qualified. When you look at my predictions, I got 8 out of 10 correct again. It's funny because I got 8 out of 10 in the semifinal of Hell, and this one, which I thought was easy and predictable, I also got 8. So 16 out of 20. It's not terrible. I'm not happy with it. I thought I was going to get 9 or 10. I thought 9 was going to be my number here, but I was wrong about Slovenia and Serbia. I had predicted that Romania would push through. And, well, that's funny, by the way, because now Romania and Russia both lose their qualifying streaks. I thought, personally, Australia didn't deserve to qualify. I'm just based on performance. I was very underwhelmed by Australia, but very happy for the acts that got through. Slovenia, yeah, she did great. I just didn't see it qualifying, but yeah, she did really good. She definitely deserves to be there. So we have, at the end, Serbia, Moldova, Hungary, Ukraine, Sweden, Australia, Norway, Denmark, Slovenia, and the Netherlands are going through to the finals. So just looking at the qualifiers here real quick, I kind of had a brain fart as I was talking to the first part. So I predicted Romania and Poland would get through, and neither of those got through. Instead, it was Slovenia and Serbia. So 8 out of 10 correct. And yeah, it's going to be a great show on Saturday. So I went through and I reviewed all the acts and sorted them out with comments about what I thought. And so, without further ado, here is the actual review of the semifinal 2. So now that we went over who qualified, let's get into my thoughts of the show in general. I'll go through and I'll talk about all the acts, how they came off, the notes that I took during that, and so here's the review. So Norway was up first. Alexander Rybak kicks off the show. I think Rybak has some of the most funny facial expressions that I've ever seen. He's definitely a showman. He's such a natural on stage. You're sitting there watching his performance and you think, well, it's okay. He sounds good, but the song is pretty bland. But then out comes the violin, and that's how he gets you to vote for him. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this particular song, and there was nothing particularly incredible with this performance. It was good, he was good, it was like he was on cruise control. I can't see this winning the contest, but it should qualify easily. So next, Romania. Amazing! I had goosebumps throughout this performance. The staging was dark, and they did a great job using the space of the stage. I think they nailed their message through their staging, and the violoncello here was just gorgeous. I start to love the song more and more each and every time I hear it. This was a flawless vocal performance and even better than Norway. It got good applause, and no doubt the jury would have appreciated this if it was as good for the jury show. I love this performance. Serbia. Holy hell! I love this too. They are so good together. Can I say this was better live than the studio version? How does that happen? There are so many moving parts to this song. Sanja Ilic is a musical genius. I think I'll actually be pissed if this doesn't qualify. Romania and Serbia were both infinitely better than Norway. Unless this just isn't your type of music, I don't see how you can dislike this performance. It was entertaining and sounded great. Again, goosebumps during the chorus and strong goosebumps at the end. Nice! San Marino's up next. Here we go. San Marino. Thank you, by the way, San Marino, for allowing me in the USA to watch your live stream so I can watch the contest. It's a great stream. I have to say, this is the best I've ever heard Jessica. She was very rough and rocky at some of the pre-shows. She had some vocal issues, but in general, this was pretty strong. This is probably towards my least favorite staging. The robots are kind of weird and awkward and fail to fill the stage. But I have to say, I think the performance was more than I expected. Both girls played their parts admirably here, and they made San Marino proud. Denmark next. Viking song. The first thing I noticed is the crowd popping. They seem to really enjoy the song. Rasmussen sounds good. He started out a bit soft, and I felt he cut off his notes in the first verse, but he got better and more confident as the performance went on. By the end, he finished very strong. The mixing with his backup singers was very good. They worked amazingly together. Goosebumps in the last chorus for me. Yeah, this was a very strong ending. I love the staging and the atmosphere around the song. I think Denmark is a safe qualifier. Russia. Yulia sounded very good in the verses, but those choruses, geez. I can't tell if it was her, the backup vocalist, or they just aren't on the same page, but it hurt my ears. You can still tell the obvious accent in Yulia's voice and singing. They stop and start at different times in the chorus, and there is no cohesion with the group. They had dancers to amp up the performance, and unless there was some anti-booing technology, I didn't hear the crowd booing Yulia, at least during the performance or after the performance, so that was commendable. I thought I heard some boos during the recap, but, you know. It was a performance of ups and downs, but I have to say I think there were more positives than negatives here. It was definitely more than I expected. So there's a small break here, and so far from what I've seen, Serbia and Romania have been my favorite performances, but Denmark was also damn good. So, Moldova next. I couldn't even make notes during this performance. I was so captivated and drawn in by what they were doing on stage. That was really fun. They lose a little vocal quality for the antics, but the antics were so good. They really stand out as an act. I was genuinely entertained and laughing during the entire performance. Moldova was so good. It's not my favorite song, but geez, as a package, it's pretty incredible. So Netherlands comes up next. Waylon was on point here. His vocals were perfect, the song was smooth, and the staging was entertaining. I saw nothing remotely offensive about this performance. If you did, you're probably one of those people that gets offended when it starts snowing because snow only comes in two colors, white, or if somebody pisses on it, yellow. You would be the one with the mental disorder here. But I digress. Offense over this song is just more SJW nonsense. It happens all the time. Some people just can't have fun. This song was fun, the performance was entertaining, and Waylon is going to sail into the finals. Australia. You know, Jessica really did sound great for most of the song. There were some small vocal issues. Her voice sounds a bit worn out, but she sure was pretty strong for the duration of the song in general. Is she glued to that one area of the stage? She didn't really move more than 5 feet of a boxed area or so the entire performance. She really could have used the stage better. The staging for the song is among the weakest of the entire competition that I've seen thus far. Jessica has such natural charisma, and overall, it was an enjoyable performance. Georgia. They are so good. The vocals, wow. I am blown away by this performance. It sounds like a simple song at face value, but if you can appreciate all the intricacies that go into it, it's such a pleasure to listen to and experience. I had goosebumps the entire time they were singing. Honestly, this is one of the best performances of the night. I've loved many of them, but Georgia is right up there near the top. Holy crap, that was amazing. And Poland was next. I love this song. I've always loved this song, but Georgia definitely outshined this. This was a better performance than the national final in Poland, but I was thinking about what I had just seen with Georgia most of this song. Still, it was a fun song. I think it works much better as a studio track than as a live concert type of song, but I still love it and I do expect it to qualify. Lucas's vocals have really improved over the course of the contest. So next we had Malta. Well, that was impressive. The stage show for this was incredible. That looked very expensive compared to many of the other acts. As bad as Australia's staging was, this was that good on the other way. Christabel sounded very good, vocals were excellent, and they were able to translate the dark tone of the song onto the big stage. Will this qualify? It might. I can honestly say it will give some of the favorites a run for their money. We'll have to see. So there's another break, and I'm still obsessing over Georgia. Wow, Georgia was incredible. A lot of great performances, but I'm here thinking that Georgia will be ripped off if they don't qualify. Like I said with Albania the other day, if Georgia doesn't qualify, it will be a crime. And then Hungary came up. And just like that, Hungary made me forget about Georgia. I had goosebumps the entire time. The crowd, first of all, was incredibly excited for Hungary here. There was thunderous applause both before, during, and after the performance. Hungary is winning the night so far. Great vocals, even better staging, and the energy from the crowd feeding the performers and vice versa was electric. There was a genuine connection here. This was incredible. So Latvia comes up in a tough spot after Hungary. Latvia really brought it here. I bought into her story. She sang with conviction, and I believe she was the funny girl. It was a bit sultry without being over the top. Vocally, she was delicate and vulnerable and powerful when necessary. It was a very good performance, and vocally she is one of the stronger acts of the night. She might qualify. It was very good in my opinion. So then we have Sweden. Sweden was, just as I expected, polished. He sounded great vocally. It felt as if I were watching the Melody Festival and performance all over again. This is pleasant to listen to and a respectable entry, but I can't see this winning the contest. Kind of like what I said about Poland, I think it works more as a studio track than a concert song, but that's just my opinion. I don't want to be overly harsh with this one because I like it okay, but I don't see the big moment here needed to win the contest. The entire song is atmospheric and nice to listen to, but after seeing songs like Hungary and Georgia, this one falls a bit short for me in terms of excitement. And then we had Montenegro. Well, that was weird. I have no idea why, but the song actually made me tear up. I had tears in my eyes listening to this. I had goosebumps the entire song. The revamp really did wonders for the song. Vocally, it was perfect. The mixing with the backup singers was outstanding. There was nothing wrong with this performance. I felt every bit of emotion from this. I am blown away. Hungary was fantastic, but I think Montenegro is my favorite and my winner of the night so far. Slovenia was up next. This was another song that the crowd really seemed to enjoy. I don't know how I feel about the fake-out part. It seemed like a bit of a waste of time, but the crowd really seemed into it, so that's all that's important. Vocally, Leia was perfect. She has a very enjoyable voice. I'm not a fan of this type of music, but this was credible and an interesting performance. I do think she has an outside chance of qualifying. She might get a lot of support from the televotes. And last but not least, Ukraine. Ukraine is up. Melovin has improved drastically since the Ukraine national final. He obviously worked very hard because I could understand every single word he sang. He sounds more believable and relatable as a result. Vocally, he was outstanding. The song is one I've always liked, and he lived up to the hype. I still think this is a dark horse to win the entire competition. The staging is weird and entertaining. Dracula Rising. That bridge and last chorus gave me goosebumps, and I love the fire show at the end. Overall, it was a great show. There were a lot of great performances here. To me, the standouts in no particular order were Serbia, Romania, Georgia, Hungary, Montenegro, Moldova, and Ukraine. For me, Montenegro won the night. Even in the recaps of the song, I got goosebumps again. Montenegro killed it. This was absolutely the best act in my opinion. Though if I had to make a prediction, I think Hungary will win semifinal 2 when all is said and done. Malta was probably my biggest surprise in a good way, and Latvia was quite strong also. I think Australia was my biggest disappointment of the night. All the other songs that I didn't mention met my expectations and were good. There was nobody that was completely awful. So, that's my review of semifinal 2. Please let me know what you enjoyed the most about the show in the comments section below. And I will be picking a winner of Eurovision 2018 tomorrow, and also doing a finals preview, finals ranking. So look for videos from me tomorrow pertaining to the finals. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be an amazing show. I can't wait to see Germany and Portugal and Spain and Italy, and yeah, it's going to be nice to have all those countries in there. So finals, here we go. Now we know who's got a chance still. So for now, Lethargic Sloth out.